This human body is a machine that harnesses energy. Energy is everything that exists, including the idea that is you. When we come into this world, we are pretty much the closest thing to spirit, and it wants to do this. It wants to get to know itself through different stages. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki master and psychic development teacher and an inner work and manifestation coach. Welcome to another episode of what I like to call Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness. So with that being said, I have an iced coffee today because it is summer. Let's dive into today's topic. So guys, today's topic, we are going to be discussing how to create your alter ego. So to start off with, let's go into detail on what exactly is the ego. As you guys know from my channel and from all of my videos, everything is energy. Everything is energy, including you. So let me just give you a good reminder of who and what you are. This human body is a machine that harnesses energy. Energy is everything that exists, including the idea that is you, and that is the ego. The ego is the false sense of self. So if you get down to the core of who you are just life force streaming itself into a body, experiencing itself as a human for a little while. So the ego is the idea that we create upon birth, right? The ego is basically what our external world is showing us, what it tells us we are, and its ideas and concepts, and therefore energy that we hold on to with our conscious thought and we accept to be true about ourselves from the time we are born to the time for the rest of our lives, and it develops itself. So when we are born, we are given a name, we are given a birth certificate, and that becomes our first identity, right? Actually, even before that, in the womb, we're kind of still absorbing like emotions from our mother. So that kind of plays into a little bit of who we are whenever we come into the world. But essentially, when we come into the world, we are just carrying leftover karma from a previous life. So the soul, pretty much, of what we are is the record of energy that is us. So we hold on to thoughts about ourselves or energy that we've collected through lifetimes, and that plays into our blueprint per se. So when we come into this world, we are pretty much the closest thing to spirit, like pure spirit source, as we can get before the world actually starts telling us who we are and what we are telling ourselves who we are by our beliefs. So that is essentially what the ego is. It is the idea of who you are, and we build that pretty much through experiences, through trauma, through what people tell us who we are, through society, through culture. So you name it, we get to pick and choose, hopefully we're supposed to consciously, of who we want to be. Now, a lot of us unconsciously choose this, unfortunately, because we think we are more of this body. We identify more with the idea of who we are rather than the actual spirit, right? Having a human experience. So we can get these two things mistaken, and it's really easy to feel like a victim when you identify more with the body, more with the human, rather than the spirit. So I kind of want to go into just a little bit how I picture the ego being built like over time. So if you can just picture a human body, and the whole point of this human body is to harness energy that is you, your soul, into this existence, into this experience in the 3D. So your soul already has a unique vibration from previous lifetimes. So say something happened at a very young age. Somebody maybe told you you were a shy person, and that was their opinion of you, but you didn't understand that you were a shy person until somebody brought it to your attention. So then you chose to hold on to that identity. So you're like, oh, I must be a shy person. So therefore, you can picture, say, shyness as a string of energy and like a thought, right? Because thoughts are energy. So you have then accepted that to be true about yourself. So then you take that little string of energy called shyness and put it in your body, meaning you keep it there with your thought, the power of your intention. So you can see like, oh, now shyness feels like a certain vibration to me, right? Okay, so now every action that I take in life is gonna have this little vibrational spin of shyness in it. Or it's going to dictate my actions, because if I label myself and accept myself to be a shy person, it's going to stop me from pretty much public speaking or being outgoing, or you get what I'm saying? So these beliefs build the ego and build our life. I think my cat is destroying my puzzle. Hang on. Okay, we're good. So then say you have another belief that something happens to you, like a traumatic, kitty cat. Say later on in life you maybe have your parents get a divorce, right? So then that is a trauma that you store in your body as a child if you don't process it. So now you hold a belief marriages are hard per se, or that most marriages fail. So now you're more likely to hold a belief that most marriages fail. And it has been proven that if your parents get a divorce, you are more likely to get a divorce because of this. You've held this unconscious belief. So you can kind of see how the beliefs that you hold really shape your life, and we build our ego on this. The ego is just, let me reinforce this, the ego is just the idea that is you. Ideas, energy, concepts, thoughts. It's not truly who you are, but your soul has to think it's something that it's not in this existence, so it can experience itself subjectively, so it can feel the separation, so it can forget who it is and basically live kind of a unique life and an expression. We are all individual expressions. Like each one of us has this unique song of all these energies, as I was kind of explaining, and it really dictates who you are in life. And that's how we are individual expressions of spirit expressing itself. I think I've explained the ego quite enough. So why would somebody want to create an alter ego if who you are or who you've decided to be doesn't align with where you want to go with your goals? That is when you want to create an alter ego. And most of the time, an alter ego is created to overcome limiting beliefs. It's a way for us to step into a new person energetically. We should not be tied to the person who we are. We are spirit having a human experience. We are evolution. We are ever changing. That is just the nature of spirit, and it wants to do this. It wants to get to know itself through different stages of journeying and becoming different things here, achieving different things, experiencing different things. And to do this, we have to change as people, meaning energy. So when you're stuck on the same storyline, the same idea, the same ego, you're really doing yourself a disservice, and eventually it's kind of like a slow death of the soul. So a lot of people tie themselves to the idea of who they think they are, and it really prevents them from stepping into the highest version of themselves. The alter ego allows you to do that. It's another way in which we can step into the highest version of ourselves, and then that becomes the new us. It no longer becomes the alter ego, it becomes you, the ego. So actually a lot of celebrities do this. You can think of Beyonce. Her alter ego was Sasha Fierce. She used to sing like gospel at her church when she was younger, and now look at her. She is Sasha Fierce. She no longer has to use that alter ego and that name. Halsey was another good one. She actually, I think her name was Ashley. She did not believe that she could do what she needed to do to become famous, so she created the alter ego Halsey, and now that is her star name. How to start creating your alter ego? Well, step one, you're gonna have to get to know yourself currently. So what I mean by this, guys, you need to get to know yourself as you currently are in the energy that you're in. That means you got to get to know your thoughts, your feelings, your limiting beliefs. You have to get to know your desires in life, what you truly want out of life. We're creating clarity because we need to get to know ourselves to understand where it is that we want to go. We got to understand ourselves enough to know what we need to change about ourselves. If you aren't familiar with shadow work or understanding limiting beliefs, they're just things that you would want to change in your life. Things, energy that you're holding on to that is no longer serving you. So like the example I gave earlier of believing that you were shy. Maybe you want to be a public speaker and being shy just does not resonate with that. That's an energy that is no longer serving you. That is a limiting belief that you need to rid of out of your field. What you can do is one, meditate and get to know yourself, get to know your thoughts, start understanding where they're going, what is on repeat. Also, what meditation can help you do is kind of break these patterns too in your mind. So when you sit with yourself and you get to understand yourself, ask yourself the questions of, what do you think of yourself? Who are you? What are your personality traits? What are your current habits? While you're getting to know yourself like that, meditation will also help you quiet the mind. It will actually help you break neuroplasticity pathways because basically they've stopped firing, right? And this is where people have spiritual experiences because whenever you quiet the mind, you actually tap into the pure consciousness and you lose all of these ideas about yourself. You're shedding the ego per se. And then you come to the realization that you are just consciousness in a body because that is what you experience. You lost your ego. And so therefore, that is what helps people push past limiting beliefs, is because when you've trained your brain to unwire the thoughts that have created your current ego, it makes it easier to step away from your ego. So meditation will help you do that, and it will help you get to know your current thoughts. Now, once you have identified your current thoughts, your habits, your personality, I want you to make a list and I want you to write them all down. You're going to be making a column. So on like one side of the column, write down what your current habits are, what you think about yourself, what beliefs are you holding. Are you a shy person? Are you outgoing? Are you friendly? Are you happy? So start writing those things down, and also write down your routine, your daily routine. Do you go to the gym in the morning? Do you wake up at like 5 minutes past your alarm? Do you have a hard time waking up? Things like that. Get really specific in the things that you do in your everyday, because we're going to want to, like I said, create clarity. You have to currently understand your current programming to then decide how it needs to change. Next step would be to make a list of all the goals that you want to complete, all of your dreams, anything, and don't limit yourself. And even if you think I can't do that, write it down, because this is the point of this whole exercise. You're going to want to change your vibration to match the goals that you want. So, if it's to make $1 million, then write $1 million. If it's to get healthy and fit, write that down, or lose 10 pounds, things like that. Write down everything that you want to achieve. If you want to travel, the sky is the limit, guys. And you're gonna find when you write these things down that you're gonna have a little bit of feeling in your body of like, that would be so cool, but man, I can't do that. That's a limiting belief. So pay attention to that. If these desires scare you, it is a good thing, and you're identifying limiting beliefs that you're holding within your subconscious. Once you have identified your goals, I want you to pick one of your top goals. We'll just start there. Pick one of your top goals and then write the habits, the personality traits, and even the routine that person who does that goal would have. So, for example, if your goal is to lose 10 pounds or be healthy and fit, what does a healthy and fit person do? And if you don't know, do a little bit of research, but you're gonna want to understand what it is that they do for their habits. Like, what does their daily routine look like? What does their diet look like? What does their mindset look like? Are they confident? Do they lift weights? What kind of exercises do they do? So you get what I'm saying. You're gonna wanna identify all these things that the person does. On the other side of the column that we made earlier, you're gonna write down all of the things that the person does that has everything that you want in life, that has all of those goals that you want. You're gonna wanna identify what they do. What are their habits? What does their daily routine look like? Do they get up at 5 a.m. to go work out? Do they prep their meals? Do they shop at Whole Foods Marketplace or Farmers Market? So things like that, you're gonna want to identify every detail that you can. And as you are identifying this, I want you to feel into that person. And what I mean by this is words hold a vibration. You're gonna start to feel this person come together. So as if I thought of a healthy and fit person, I would think of them as disciplined. That feels like a vibration to me. When you say the word discipline, it feels like something, because words are vibration, right? I think that they're disciplined, they eat healthy, they work out and enjoy their workout. They look forward to their workouts, and it is a non-negotiable. Their healthy habits are non-negotiables. They are confident. Those 5 things, those words that I would write down, feel like a certain energy to me. It's how we are unique songs of the universe. We are expressions of it, because all of these energies make a certain vibration. So you're gonna wanna feel into the person as a whole, right? And maybe you have to take baby steps, and that is okay. Sometimes our list can be so big and it can differ so much from where we're at that baby steps are a good thing. So once you have identified your list and you felt into that person, you're really stepping in and feeling into their vibration, because this will also help you change your subconscious, which is the body, because you're going to want to get your body used to this vibration. It's kind of like similar to visualization, because imagination, the body cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is not. So if you're imagining yourself waking up at 5 a.m., going to the gym, working out, you're actually starting to create that energy within you, that familiarization of the energy, and your vibration is going to start changing. Your cells are going to start changing. Your body will become more familiar with it. So it's not as stressful when you do it in the 3D, meaning the physical. Now, this is the realm of manifestation, so you will have to take action, but this is a tool to help you do so, to help it become easier. When we have clarity, it becomes a lot easier to take the action. What you're gonna wanna do when you have completed your list and you felt into this person, you're gonna wanna compare it to where you are currently at. You're gonna wanna see where you differ. Now, I don't recommend jumping fully into this person unless you're just gung-ho and you think you can do it. All for it, go right ahead. But realistically, A lot of us have to take baby steps because of the stress that it puts on our bodies and our mind, the anxiety. Even if they are good changes, it's a stress on the body because it is change. The mind and the body are so used to a certain vibration, a certain habit, a certain thought process that even if it's a good change, that shift in vibration is scary and it will stress you out a little bit. Sometimes if your willpower and your determination and you are in the flow of love and you are doing this for you, some people can push past that and push past that pain. If you have a lot at stake, say like you have to be a certain weight by, by a deadline, that is probably, pretty motivating to do so. But if you don't, there's really no reason to stress yourself out to that extent. See where you can make tiny shifts in your current routine to then match up to this person who you want to become. So say if that is to save money, maybe your first step is opening a savings account. Maybe your first step is creating a budget for yourself. Or maybe your first step is seeing where your money is going. And eventually over time, when you compound the actions and you keep repeating it, it just becomes part of you. And that is how eventually the alter ego becomes you. So when you're taking the action, which you have to do these new changes on the other side of the list, you are creating new neuroplastic pathways in your mind. And since you are taking action in the physical, it is the biggest way to make a shift in the body because the body is physical. So when you take action, new neurons are firing, creating new pathways, and you're further just building the confidence in yourself that you are this thing. You're further building your belief and your faith through taking action that you are a healthy person. That is how we make the shift. So some tools that you can use to help you, or some other things that you can use to help you make these shifts once you have created clarity. One is change up your environment. Our external world likes to remind us of who we are, right? And it is on even a subconscious level. An example of this would be maybe your office. Maybe your office reminds you of who you are just by either it's boring, it's bland, it doesn't have a lot of motivating things in it. Maybe it's messy. So you're going to want to change up your environment and get rid of things that tie you to your current identity. So if you're trying to be an organized person, maybe you need to keep a clean office. So you need more organizational tools. Maybe you're trying to be more of a corporate manager and a leader. So you want to put maybe some office decor in there that is motivational, like quotes, or very colorful things that are welcoming and where people feel comfortable coming to. So you can see how shifting your environment can be tools to help you become this new person. So another thing that you can do is also change your look. So you see a lot of people do this, especially like after breakups or, maybe a new job or something of that nature. But when somebody changes energetically, it is almost a natural progression or a natural instinct to want to change the way that you look to represent the new you. Most of the time, when girls go through a breakup, they either dye their hair or they cut it or something of that nature. They get tattoos, piercings, something like that to basically identify with this new energy that they're becoming, because if you separate from your partner, you are leaving their energy behind and you have to recreate yourself without that, right? Without their energy with you. Use your avatar, your human body, as a tool to help you step into a new ego. You can also change your wardrobe. So maybe you're trying to become a leader at work and leaders dress a certain way. You want to dress more successful, whatever that looks like for you, or whatever your definition is for that, for the job that you want. So maybe you have to go buy a new wardrobe. Maybe you want to be more artsy and more open and free feeling. And maybe for you, that looks like somebody with red hair or purple hair and dresses punk rock, you know, whatever you want to make it be. So guys, that is some ways in which that you can start creating your new alter ego. Eventually, it will just become you. Creating an alter ego is just a tool to help you overcome limiting beliefs and step into the highest version of yourself, your truest authentic self. And we are going to be always recreating ourselves. This is just the evolution of the soul. This is just what helps us experience what we want to experience, helps us achieve what our goals are. And it is just human nature. I think it is the biggest disservice when you limit yourself, when you identify with the beliefs you've held on to since childhood, when you put yourself in this box and you don't really explore all the possibilities of who you could be. That is spirit. That is the mission of your soul. It's only us that limits ourselves, guys. Truly, we box ourselves in with just thoughts, beliefs, energy. And when you can do this and push past it and just see through the illusion that these are just energetic walls that you've put up, and fear is an illusion that we create, we can achieve anything that we want. We become limitless. We become a spirit. We become walking gods. So guys, I hoped this video helped you guys out. I hope it shed some light on how you saw yourself, how you interact with your reality, your environment, the world, who you are as a person. It's truly unique who we are. It's very special, and you are here with a purpose, and it is my job to help you discover what that is and achieve it. So with that being said, guys, sending you all of my light and all my love. We'll see ya.